Previously on that Cthulhu John.
You see a little flashing light on your answering machine.
I press it.
Hi, Heather. This is Glenn Galworthy. Got the pictures of that necklace.
Besides knowing that it was my father's, do you know anything about it? Like, where did he get it from?
Kind of been on his side of the family lineage for a while now. You look through Ginger's stuff and eventually you do find what looks like a script.
Like the master one.
Couple bodies found out front of the Rodin Museum.
What are we dealing with? What do we know?
The two students' IDs read Claire Perkins and Rita Rodriguez. It looks like around their head, they have 6 red marks.
I have a look around the perimeter.
You see written in chalk, "Forgive me."
I'm gonna go to the bar and have a drink. Try and figure out what's going on in my life.
What's that on your hand there? And you look down and you see in this dark room, that little wart that you had is glowing blue.
Welcome to that Cthulhu John.
Hello, thanks for joining us for That Cthulhu John, episode 57. We are a Real Play Call of Cthulhu podcast. I am George, your keeper of arcane lore. And with me are my friends and investigators, Chad.
Yo.
Chuck.
Yes?
And Jenny.
Hi.
So we're going to start off this session with Detective Thompson. Detective Thompson, for you, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You just got done talking to both Walter and Willis Freeman on the phones. Where are you going from here?
What time is it? About 3?
About 3 o'clock.
Still pretty busy around the station, huh?
Oh, yeah. No, it's bustling.
All right. I think I'll go pick up some coffee and meet up with Walter.
All right. So you pick up an actual decent cup of coffee.
Yeah, half decent.
Half decent? Okay, so like Wawa coffee?
I like their coffee. It's tasty.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But you grab him a half decent cup of coffee, head over to the hospital, and what do you get from him? You get a key from him for his safety deposit box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What books am I grabbing? You said there was a number of them, right?
Yes. Took several boxes. I figure there's 2 in each. I don't think I could get through more than 2 or 3 while I'm here. Hopefully I'm not going to be here forever. So I would say just grab the next 2.
Are they labeled or in any obvious order?
Walter thinks back to how he arranged them. He pretty much just did it numerically. If whatever the lowest number would have been the first 2 and then, consecutively thereafter.
They are numbered.
And they're all numbered, yeah. So it should just be box 3 or, 3rd in the sequence.
Just, I'm sorry, to remind me, which numbers did he have again in total?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
No, I mean,
So the
like,
first-
you only have 4 books?
With
You
me.
have, like, 15. No, I mean, which...
Yeah.
He has 14 in total.
Okay, and number 15 is the missing one?
Yep.
15's the missing one. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, you've got 1 through 4. Those 2 storage boxes will be empty. You can just put these 2 back in each one of those, and then the 3rd in the sequence will be the next 2 that I could most benefit from here.
Alrighty. I'll take good care of him. I've got like a briefcase I brought with me. I know he loves his books.
You did, because he was telling you, you need to keep these safe and in good condition.
Oh, man.
You see Walter, he kind of eases up a little bit, and he trusts you to take care of him.
Pull up like a sweet Samsonite. Click, click.
Swami Samsonite.
I was way off. So you pop that open, put in the 4 books that Walter has with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you take that to the bank with that key?
Yep. And I'll roll up out of there, head to the bank, his bank, which I probably asked which one he...
Yeah.
He wrote down all the info and the address
Right.
and all that stuff.
Walter's always thinking ahead.
So you go to Walter's bank. They said that they were expecting you, Detective Thompson, with the key to Walter's safety deposit boxes. They let you in, open up one of the boxes, and lo and behold, you see another set of these books that Walter had.
Are they all there as far as I could tell?
Walter needed to get actually a couple. He needed
And
to
I was
get
returning some.
Yeah, so you're returning them to like the first box, and then like the second box that's going to come out. It's going to have more volumes in it.
Do I have all 14 on me?
You can
No,
see
never
all
mind.
14.
Okay. I just grabbed the next two, and I don't burn them or run away with them.
Don't make a peanut butter jelly sandwich on top of them or anything.
They're resilient books. They'll be fine.
All right. You take them and leave the other 4 behind. Where do you go from there, Detective Thompson?
I securely fastened the books in the briefcase, and I think I probably just head straight back to the hospital.
Okay.
I don't really want to goof around, and apparently these things are kind of important, and even missing one could be a big deal. So,
All right, so you head back to the hospital. You head up to Walter's room, and what happens there?
Luke, you're back much sooner than I thought. He kind of hastily puts away that Thunderfall spell that he'd been working on, and says, I was really eager to pour over this, but I suppose I'll have to divide my attention.
well, the other Magus and yourself stress the importance of these books here, and we're running out of time as far as I know. Besides, I got other stuff I have to do, so I can't really hang. But we do need to talk soon.
Yeah, something came to mind. I'm going to give that Silas Tooley guy a call and see if I can inquire about the whereabouts of the 15th book. Maybe by the time I catch up with you again, I'll have some news.
Excellent. That saves me a little trouble, but depending on how things go, I can look into his background or something if need be, or anyone else that might be of the family that might have got their hands on it.
If it's that straightforward.
We'll get there. Good luck.
Thanks. You too. Be safe.
And I leave.
I call Joe Clock's bookstore when I get a chance next.
Can't come into work today. I got a hole in my chest.
All right. So you call up Joe Clock's bookshop, and after a few rings, you hear Theodore pick up. Hello, Joe Clocks.
Hey, Theo, how are you? It's Walter.
Oh, hi, Walter. How you holding up?
Pretty good for the most part. They tell me I'm due for a skin graft tomorrow.
Ooh, that's major stuff.
They got me patched up pretty nicely. Theo, I've asked a lot of you lately. I hate to impose a little further, but there's some information in my little back study, a receipt of sales that has a phone number for one Silas Tooley. Do you think there's any chance you could take a look back there at your next convenience and perhaps relay that phone number to me?
Sure, Walter. If you don't mind me going in your private little room back there, he gives a little laugh.
Oh, I assume you guys go through it all the time, but to save any time and hassle, it's exactly an XYZ, and he kind of tells them where to find it in a certain drawer and all that stuff.
So after about 5 minutes of just being on hold there.
Oh, he didn't really expect it right away, but if he was willing to
Well,
do
if you
it,
told
that's
him
awesome.
exactly where it's at.
Oh, yeah, good deal. All right,
I like
cool.
that Walter had a receipt for like a private purchase.
Well, yeah, of course.
No, well, for Walter, yeah.
Totally.
So Theo comes back and he says, yeah, it was right where you said it. Silas, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. Great. He double taps the little flicker on the back of his pen, make sure it's marking.
All right. So he gives you the number. You write that down.
And thanks again, Theo. Make sure to tell everybody I said hi, and if anybody's wondering, I'm doing well. I'll give you guys some updates soon.
He says, okay, great. Feel better soon there, Walter.
Yeah, they give me some good stuff. He kind of chuckles it off a little bit.
All right. All right, so you hang up with Theodore.
Mm-hmm. And maybe finishes the rest of that coffee that Luke brought over for him.
Okay. While it's still kind of hot.
Yeah. Takes a look at the clock, or I guess he's probably a watch guy. Looks down at his arm.
It is right now 3:30 for you.
All right, that doesn't seem too obtrusive. He gives his, well, maybe not buddy, but he dials the number that Theo gave him for Silas and crosses his fingers, hopes the best.
All right. So you give that number a call, and you don't hear anyone pick up. And answer machine does pick up, though, and it just says, "Hi, this is Silas Tooley. Please leave a message, and when I can, I'll get back to you. Thanks." Beep.
Hey, Silas, this is Walter Pendergast. We had done some business at Joe Clock's not too long ago, and you had brought in some books. You know, after further research, it turns out that there was a 15th book, and, if you were willing to make a little extra cash on the side, I'd be very interested in finding out where that 15th book had gotten to. I would obviously pay you for the book or some information. So give me a call when you can, and I relay the hospital number to him.
All right. Any other calls you want to make there, Walter?
No, for the moment. I think that's everything you can do actively, so it might be time to get back to some studying and perhaps plotting.
Okay there, Walter.
I do have a question, though. Aside from the original acquisition, has Walter looked through books 5 and 6 here before? Or are these relatively fresh to him?
Those are fresh to you.
Ooh, man. All right. So the dividing of my attention may not be so bad after all, then.
Mm-hmm.
Nurse, is there any coffee about?
We will fade out on Walter there at that point. So for Thompson, it's still 4 o'clock. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna head back to the station.
Okay, back to the roundhouse. What do you go? What do you do from there?
How busy are things looking right now?
Actually, things are really busy right now. People are fucking like chickens with their heads cut off. You see some papers like flying in the air through the main passageway through the police precinct.
That could be both good and bad. But I head to my office. I need to check with the medical examiner about the 2 University of Penn students that we found.
Okay, so you check in with the medical examiner.
This is Detective Thompson. Seeing if there's any progress on the 2 students that came in earlier.
And says, "Oh yes, Claire Perkins and Rita Rodriguez.
Those are the ones."
We do have some findings on them. First off, both of the girls were extremely emaciated and malnourished according to their blood work, but these days that's nothing too uncommon. However, they both also had needle marks on the inside of their elbows, one on the left side, one on the right.
They each had one on each arm?
Yes, correct. Also, we found 3 fibers on Claire Perkins. They were all of different colors, but of the same shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have for right now.
I assume it needs to go somewhere to get analyzed to see if what the fibers might be at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
Some kind of, I guess that's forensics. Yeah. Very good. What colors were they?
They were olive green, orange, and navy blue.
Anything stand out to me that might be colored that way? Like a uniform or orange, olive, and navy?
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird mix.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Super uncommon. Very strange.
So that's all the information they had for you there. The reason that the precinct has been so busy right now, though, you just hear on your police scanner radio that there's been multiple shootouts today in different locations, all suspected to be gangland violence.
Oh, wow. It is going down on the streets, huh?
Yep.
Wild out there.
So this is all in the wake of mafia figurehead Nicky Scarfo going to prison.
Interesting. I open my door. I don't really know. I don't know too much about this stuff. I only know TV. Is there like
You just hear a din of people talking and shouting at each other, trying to be louder than one another.
Do I know who's on that case? Like, what other detectives?
On what case?
Any of this shootout, homicides action? Who might be
Yeah.
dealing with
Yeah,
it?
you would know that. That's Detective Donaldson.
That's just like a little side thing that might be interesting later. I'll get to him at some point. Just so I know what's going on with the mob gangs a little bit.
Right.
We might be able to use this to our advantage.
Might be him.
Yeah. They're all dying from snake bites, apparently. Then, very well. I need to do a little bit of paperwork and get some of these files and shit together. I need to submit some evidence, like what I took from the scene, like the chalk and the photo IDs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I get all that together, and I head on over to the evidence locker.
All right. So Detective Thompson goes to the evidence locker. The evidence locker, what do you, holder or keeper or?
Well, the guy that sits behind the cage.
Yeah.
Oh, is it one of those? Like, I don't have full
It's
access.
like
Damn
The
it.
quartermaster to the station there or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a guy in the cage there that you have to check in with before you go in there, at least.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You come up there and you see that this time it is, you don't know his last name, but his first name's Tim.
Tim.
Keymaster Tim.
Yeah, keep the Keymaster Tim. But where? It doesn't matter. I need to write it down. I just don't have Keymaster Tim. Now we gotta find the gatekeeper.
All right, so you go over to Tim. Tim doesn't particularly like you, Detective Thompson.
Oh.
He has seen you go into the evidence locker before and taken a little bit too much time in there. Noticed that certain things have been shifted around, after you've left, but he always puts them back where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He doesn't like cleaning up after you. So he comes up and he goes, "Oh, hi, Detective Thompson. What, you need something out of here?"
I got him a coffee.
Okay.
I'm gonna backpedal that because I didn't know about Tim before, but now I know about Tim. Just like just kind of put it down on the,
Nice
on the little
recovery.
Like, yeah, I put the coffee down. I said, "Oh, I got some things I gotta put in there with those two UPenn students earlier.
Says, all right.
I gotta check a couple other cases."
What are the case numbers?
I give him the number for whatever the one with the chicks is, and
Okay.
I give him the one for homeboy's gonna be watching that Midley case, but I'm gonna do it. I give him that
Alright.
one.
You give him those numbers, and he says, "Okay, well, listen, what do you need out of here? I can get it for you."
I'm not really sure. I mean, that one case is kind of dried up a little bit, so I wanted to, reassess that box of evidence from the Mildred Thiebley case. Otherwise, just a couple small things to file for as far as the recent one. So I guess I got a new box to put back there. I'd imagine we'll collect more as we go.
So the protocol, detective, is that I'm really supposed to be the one that goes back and gets this stuff for you. I just, cleaning up after you guys is just such a pain in the ass. Give me an intimidation roll.
Tim's like, "You think you're better than me? You leave a mess?"
Tim's about to get smacked
I know. Yes.
and knock him back to a desk deeper underground. Intimidate. What if, intimidating police officers isn't really like something I feel like anyone should really do, even if you are one. But I guess I am better than him.
You outrank him.
I know I am. Yeah. What's his super cool cop score? Mine's 99.
His super cool cop score is like a 25.
No way.
He's like an average guy. Okay, I see what you're saying.
He got new sunglasses on. All right. It's 25% of it. I'm sorry.
No T-Bird.
He doesn't
All
even have a
right.
mustache.
15 of 55. Not quite extreme. I say, why don't you just excuse yourself? Use the bathroom for a minute, or hit the vending machine. I'll take care of this. I'll clean up too.
Tim takes note of your not only tone of voice, but cadence as well. And he kind of gets the hint and he goes, okay, detective, just make sure you sign out everything that you take. And he leaves the pen.
Won't be taking anything, just putting stuff in. And I start writing down what I'm, putting in there before I go. Well, it's time to re-up a little bit, right? So was there any drug busts recently? Or, I'm looking for some of that powder goodness. That's why I had a spring in my step on the way down there.
Yep.
Standing in my way.
Detective, you can always just take a little bit here and there, like a little baggie.
This is why Tim gives you an attitude. You don't have to clean up, stealing all the fucking yayo.
Just scoop a little off the top. They're just going to destroy it anyway.
Taking all the nose beers. You're just
perks of the job.
All right. So you get that. Fill up a little baggie or two. Take it.
I make sure to clean up after myself, and I put all the other evidence away and stuff. Also, would there have been? Well, never mind. That's all I need right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta think out another thing more. So.
Okay, detective. That'll take you out to about 5:00. Which is right where also Heather's at. Heather, god damn it. So Heather, you were at a bar and just realized that your fingertip that had like a wart-looking thing is now glowing blue.
Yep, sure was.
And the lady at the bar next to you says, what is that, like highlighter or something?
I look down and I'm like trying to hide that I'm shocked, and it's glowing.
Yeah.
Right? Like in a dark bar, like it's
in a dark bar, it is emitting light, blue light.
Okay. I'm like, oh yeah, I was just at the library all day and just like highlighting some notes for school.
She goes, oh, that's a really bright color.
I'm gonna go and try and wash it off, and then I go towards the bathroom. Is there a kitchen door or a back door or the entrance near there?
Well, you kind of walked into this bar kind of at random. I don't know if there is. How about a luck roll for that one?
Come on, you don't got shit luck.
Oh, I know.
68. That's almost 68 points more than I have.
All right, so there is no kitchen in this bar. It's just your standard, pub.
All right, I just say like, yeah, I'm gonna go try and wash it off, and I put 10 on the bar.
Okay.
I'll put like 15 on the bar because that's probably how much 2 drinks were, and I just leave.
just leave.
Like I get my shit and leave.
Wait, you went to the bathroom?
No, I just said, I'm going to go to the bathroom to this lady after she says that and wash it off. And I just leave.
Yeah, I really got to wash this off. And you just go out the door.
It's just like, ding, ding. The door is just the little bell. She's
as you're
awkward.
As you're leaving, you hear the bartender go, wow, thanks. And he picks up the $15 that you left behind. A lot of money.
I wave my glowing hand. No problem. So, like, speed walk out the door.
Uh-huh.
Man, I hope she comes back. She's a good tipper.
And, how close am I to Walter, like, at the hospital?
Let me think. Where were you right before here? The library to the hospital. Let's say if you took a cab, it would take you about, we'll say, a half hour to get there.
Okay, so first, if there's anything on that street, because I feel like I remember that there were Western Unions, like, everywhere, every convenience store.
Yup.
I'm going to get that money with my one hand in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop and get that Glenn Galworthy money.
Okay. You give them your name and the confirmation number, and they hand you the money for 3 plane tickets.
Okay, and then I'm going to go visit Walter at the hospital.
Okay.
Because I might need to be there myself.
So, Heather, you go to the hospital, check in, and go up to see your buddy Walter.
Is there a nurse in there currently, or like outside?
There's some nurses walking up and down the hallway, but you don't see anyone in Walter's room.
So I just go in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Walter. And I just close the door behind me. I'm like, can I close this for a second? And I say, look at my hand.
Whoa, what in the world?
I don't know. It was itchy earlier, just like a wart or like a blood blister, but it was not blue. And it's like a flashlight.
He looks probably a little disturbed and unsure. His eyes widen.
Walter, Heather pulls the curtains shut and shows you how bright it shines in the dark.
Holy shit. Maybe be careful what you touch. What is it?
I don't know. I look like freaking E.T.
And he kind of squints his eyes to see.
Nice.
That was outright.
I think so.
Probably. I think it was
Probably.
Like 82.
There was, yeah. Elliot.
Elliot.
He had that glow finger that healed people.
Yeah. Maybe you should try healing Walter with your glow finger.
I was just gonna say, I want to picture showing Walter getting too nervous and too close to him, and him being like, okay.
Blue glow spreads out through the room. It's like, quick thoughts. Either maybe see Willis Freeman or check in with the nurses. I don't know what that is. You've got way more medical background than I do from what you've told me already. And he looks pretty worried.
So, do I know anything about this? Does this ring any bells in any of my medical knowledge?
Walter's like, has it spread anywhere else, or is it just at the tip of your finger there?
I'm gonna say she, looks in her shirt. Because she's like a bozo. Yeah. She, pulls the collar of her shirt out and, looks in. She goes, I don't think so.
So, give me a medical knowledge roll. Do a medicine roll for this one.
Damn. 40. I have 38.
So you're trying to think of what it could possibly be, but nothing's coming to mind. Nothing glowing anyway.
Okay.
Do you want to push the roll? You don't have to.
I feel like for the first time of playing this game, I'm not going to push the roll because I'm scared.
I would like to excitedly remind everyone that we roll luck after this episode.
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah.
You don't want that luck.
I mean...
Next one at 60.
I don't know if it would even do me any good. Even if I passed, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it.
I mean... No, you could ask somebody that knows more as well.
True.
At the school, they might know something. A biologist, he might know about bioluminescence. Maybe you're turning into a real-life mermaid, but a lanternfish version.
Shit.
Oh, fingers crossed. Does it remind me of those mushrooms, the way it's glowing?
It reminds you of the exact same glow of the mushrooms that were giving light to the black lotuses.
Bum, bum, bum.
So I'll say that to Walter. I'll be like, doesn't it look like those mushrooms that were growing on the wall on dead people?
Oh, man. Then you definitely need to see Willis. Luke was going to meet with him later tonight, I think. He said something about the Black Lotus. Maybe you could test your theories with that. If your glowing finger thing helps the plant grow.
You're right. I'm going to page him. So I page him no less than 5 times from Walter's hospital phone with 911 every single time.
All right. So you page who? Thompson with the 911?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thompson, you get a buzz on your pager. You recognize it as the hospital where Walter is staying.
1-800-WALT's okay.
Yep.
Get Walt better.
That's enough letters, yeah.
It's my skin graft and I want it now.
877 Walt's okay. Wait. I had another thought though, but before I lose it, did I ever put out a bolo in Ginger's car?
Yes, I believe you did.
Okay, it's well ahead in my notes, so I didn't know if I ever did it.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
But that's now I don't have to worry about that page.
Yeah.
Then what time is it about?
It is about 5:30 for you right now.
Oh, I might be running out the office on my way to U of Penn, if not have already left.
Well, as you're about to leave, that's when you get that buzz on.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll call her on my sweet car phone now. I need to get one of those.
No car.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I call.
Okay.
But I do it from a payphone down the street.
Okay, so you leave, go walk down the street a block or so, and use the payphone that's there.
There's one near the parking garage.
There should be.
There's a whole bunch of them. Sometimes they got spit on them, or sometimes the bottom's ripped off, so it's got no like mouthpiece. You know,
So you
but
find a working one.
it's usually one that's good.
You find the only working one.
I pay the quarter or whatever, dime at the time, maybe. Who knows?
Dime.
Yeah. And I call the hospital.
All right.
This better be important.
All right.
I'm looking at my watch. I don't like being late.
I was going to say I answer on the first ring. I wouldn't say I'm standing right there.
Hello?
Heather, Walter, who's that? Both of you?
Luke, yeah. I'm here with Heather, and something kind of strange has developed.
They got the phone between both their ears and mouths.
Yeah.
No, I'm just screaming from the other side of the room. Is that Luke? Tell him to come get me.
I think you might want to bring Heather with you to see Willis later. Something's kind of developed. Something with correlation to the Black Lotus.
I suppose. It looks like I'm already going to be cutting it close. Would you mind calling Willis ahead of time and letting him know that I'm headed out there, but it might be a little late?
I'll do that next.
All right, then I will be there shortly. I'll fire up the sweet tea.
All right. And you head down to Jefferson Hospital to pick up Heather.
Uh-huh. Burning rubber.
All right. So you head up to the hospital room, or do you just call up there from a payphone, let them know that you're here?
I mean, Heather should be out there waiting, ready
Yeah.
to go.
Oh, okay.
I'll be outside just pacing around with my one hand in my pocket. And the
All right.
other one giving the peace sign. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to hold it in. So I couldn't keep it.
All right. So, Thompson, you pick up Heather from out front of the hospital. She hops in your car.
Open the door,
All right, good.
and then peel out again in like at a safe distance from the hospital. So, you know. So now we head to U Penn. Where Jefferson's what? Is that like Center City?
Jefferson
Where-
Center City, yeah.
All right, so it's not too far.
No.
Fucking down Market, right?
Yeah, you can get there, like maybe like 20 minutes.
It is about that time.
Yeah, it's about
but
rush hour.
It's also the 80s.
Yeah, but there weren't
Yeah.
like 500 dirt bikes driving down the street at one time then, so it'll probably be speeded up a little bit.
I call that the parade. They go by where I work a lot. I watch them on the camera.
The parade.
It shakes the whole building.
No, I'm trying to think from where you're at. Let's say it takes 20 minutes to get there. Even in bad traffic, it would take maybe 20 minutes.
I don't know if I ever asked this before, but do I have one of those little like red dome lights that they put on the roof of the car?
Oh, absolutely.
When they want to be badass. Okay, I don't use it right now, but like I might need that one day.
Just keeping it like locked and loaded in your head.
This
No,
is
you got
becoming
one,
like
of one of those magnet siren
yeah,
things. Yeah.
nice. This is becoming like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard or something for me.
So you get to the science building at the University of Pennsylvania, head in there, and are directed to Willis Freeman's office up on the 5th floor. You head up there and knock on the door, and you hear from inside Willis's voice say, "Yes, come in."
I need to be invited in.
Yes, like a vampire. He goes, Detective Thompson.
Professor Freeman, how are you? Or is he a doctor? Is he a professor?
He's a professor, yeah.
Quite the day. Let's start by, well, Heather's here with me. I think maybe you should show him.
You're behind him, yeah.
Hi. And I hold up that hand. Hi.
He goes, "Oh my God, what happened to you?"
I don't know. All I know is it looks just like those mushrooms.
The ones from underneath the flower shop. The ones that cultivated the lotus from the other, whatever the other lotus was.
He goes, "Oh my God, if you got any of the spores from those mushrooms on you, we have to do something drastic right away."
What do you mean? Like cut it off?
Yeah.
What about that liquid nitrogen?
What happens if I don't? Like, what's gonna happen? Why this is happening so quickly? It was only itchy this morning.
The fungus spreads quickly throughout the human body. Eventually, it'll go inwards and attack your organs. So we have to stop it before it spreads any further. So I'm sorry, Heather. Just here, we'll go down to one of the labs. We'll use a little liquid nitrogen to freeze it first, and we'll just amputate it. You probably won't feel a thing.
By the way, which finger is it?
Well, which hand do you think you would have been touching shit with?
Oh, fuck. Probably my right hand.
Probably your right hand. That's what I would think. Your index finger on your right hand.
Oh, damn. You're taking a pointer?
Just the tip.
Of course.
He says
right?
we're only going to have to take it off from the top knuckle up.
I guess. I mean, are my other choices dying?
That's pretty much your only other choice, hon. We got to go do this right now.
Tip of the phalange.
Yep.
Wouldn't she need to like burn those clothes and like get like a decontamination scrub down and shit? Did you touch your face? How does that work?
No. Shut up.
Given what she's showing the signs of right now, I'd say she probably only got one spore on her.
Jesus.
All right.
Christ, Thompson. Such a fucking narc.
That's a whole different department.
Well, whatever. I don't like who you're becoming, Chuck.
He says the spores embed themselves pretty rapidly.
Okay.
If it needs to be done. But I was wondering before that, as we're taking care of that, is there any way to preserve this infected piece and possibly cultivate more? And if you need, like decaying flesh, I have a dead snake and like a skin suit we could use.
He says that these particular mushrooms only grow on human corpses and human flesh.
Yeah, well, Yuki was a human and then became a snake, isn't that? If I ate that snake, would it be eating the human meat or would it be...
I think it would be snake meat.
But there's human skin. There's human skin at least. I don't know.
You guys are talking about this while you're walking down to the lab.
The oldest argument in the book, chicken and the egg, is it a snake? Is it a human flesh I'm eating?
Well, the snake came first, I guess, right? And then they went to sleep. And we grew up and they got mad about it.
But they love TV.
All right, so they take you down to the lab, and while you're asking that question about possibly using the mushroom in any sort of way, he says, well, theoretically it would be possible. We probably wouldn't want to freeze it first, though, if that was the case.
Right.
Isn't there like a medical department here? Wouldn't there be like cadavers for the medical school or something that you could take?
Heather, might I remind you, you're talking about stealing a corpse, which is illegal on a few different levels at least, depending on how you then use it.
I'm turning into a mushroom, so I don't really know what I'm saying right now.
That makes sense. We'll call it that.
He says, well, if we want to preserve it.
A finger or two here and there, though.
He goes to another lab. You see him open a cabinet, and he picks out a syringe, needle, and a vial, and you see him draw something out of it. And he goes over to you, Heather, and he says, let me see your finger, the glowing one.
I point at him.
Okay, and he takes the needle and says, this is going to feel like a hornet sting. And he puts it in your finger and then starts to inject it. He goes, this is lidocaine. It's going to numb it. It'll feel like burning hell for a couple seconds, but once it goes away, you'll be totally numb.
Ah!
And then it goes away, and you feel nothing on your finger. And he says, now we got to go to the other lab that we were going to first. He goes to there, and he pulls out one of those paper chopper things. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Like it's a graphing, it's a big plastic graphing thing.
Yep.
Oh my god, I just realized this is what you were talking about.
You don't.
Yep.
Guys don't have like a. Okay.
So he takes that thing and he sterilizes it down, puts fire on it, puts rubbing alcohol all over it, makes sure there's no rust on it. And he says, Heather, if you can put your hand down here, this is our only option.
It's just like doing a shot.
I'm gonna hold on to Thompson's arm, like real hard.
All right. So you hold on to his arm, close your eyes, and then he just goes 1, 2, and then you feel a pull. And Heather, give me a Constitution roll.
I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
My stomach dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
When I thought about the end of my finger being removed.
Not great. 84. I have 70.
Ooh, Heather, just the thought, the feeling of that, even though it was just a tug, you start to lose consciousness. Everything tunnel visions out on you. And
I support her. I catch her. Since I was right there, she was squeezing on me. I don't let her fall to the floor. If she was standing up when that was going on, especially, I would.
Heather, luckily, Willis Freeman had the forethought to tourniquet off your finger at the base before he did the choppy chop.
I had wondered, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
However, now he is rushing to try to bandage up the end of that best he can, trying to cauterize it. He takes some sort of hot metal device that you haven't seen before, and he just kind of burns the end of the finger. Heather, you wake up
It's a smoothie.
to a burning sensation on your finger.
Can I smell it? I can smell my own burning flesh.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, you can smell it. It smells kind of like hot dogs.
Oh!
Ooh. It kind of looks like a cut hot dog. I bet.
Oh!
You wake up.
Cheddar works.
She lets out a scream. Just ah! And Willis says, "Calm down, calm down. I know. That was very traumatizing." And he puts his hands on your shoulders and he says, "Listen, we did what we had to do. You're going to be okay now." And he takes your fingertip and he puts it in a little baggie.
Intense.
Ziplocks it up. He says, "Okay, I'm going to do a couple little tests on this." And he puts it in his pocket.
I assume I brought the Lotus with me, right? I don't think I brought it before. Yeah,
sure.
I would have to because that's what this was about. Well, here's the last one as far as we know. There could be one more. It's been a couple days at least since I've been to the Marlino office. But apparently, according to Lenny, there's one there.
Willis says to you, "So, these are even more rare now.
I slipped.
Last two, looks like we're down to." Said, "So, what are your plans for one of these last lotuses?"
Well, I mean, I don't know if we need this one to cultivate more, or maybe just the finger if we can. I don't know, but it was suggested that we might be able to use it the way it was used against Lenny, possibly to subdue one of these Ophidians, use their own medicine against them.
Interesting. Now, would you want this synthesized down to something that could be an injectable, like you told me that your friend Lenny had?
I think would probably be best, as much as we could possibly make, or as concentrated as possible. We talked about you guys used LSD with the mixture before. It might be a decent idea to spike or do whatever you want with this to possibly do more harm to the injectees.
Says, well, the LSD was actually meant to do less harm to our psyches.
Yes, but
It was to keep us grounded.
this is to keep us from getting bitten by giant snakes. I mean, we know they're resistant to toxins, but I don't know what else we could do with it unless you guys need it. That's why for now I was thinking it might be better just to cultivate if we can.
Says,
And decide
He
later.
says, I don't know about cultivating, but we'll try using...
Can we just put
your
that finger
fingertip,
in
Heather.
the dirt? Put the finger in the little pot with the flower?
I want to say she's just real pale, sitting on a chair, just kind of crying.
Yeah.
Put it next to Walter's bed?
It's okay, Heather. You can come back and visit when you like.
Make sure you put a dome over it.
A little flower baby.
Keep the spores.
He says to you, actually, that's not far from what we're going to be doing. And he takes out the finger and he
Wiggles
takes
the
out
finger?
the finger in the bag and wiggles it a little bit.
Can you not?
Oh, sorry. How insensitive of me. He puts it back in his pocket.
Oh man, I thought my jokes were bad.
That's great. We can trust you with this, right? Nobody else is gonna stumble upon this, or
He says, yeah, I think we'll be okay. He says, this is a small one, but I think we'll be able to get at least 4 doses out of this.
well, if we can grow it for more time.
Says, I don't know how long it would take, honestly.
We're in no rush yet. I wouldn't jump the gun yet, however. I mean, I don't know how much time it would take to synthesize, but we're not even sure if it would actually work.
Right. Yeah. We don't know what their brain chemistry's like.
But according to some books, they resist toxins, so they would need to be some healthy doses.
I'll bet you a quadruple dose will do the trick.
Let's hope so. However, we do have 7 of these ophidians around, even though we might only be dealing with possible 5. Maybe capturing one alive with just the 4 doses might be more useful.
It would be a great interrogation tactic, if we could catch one.
I mean, where would we even bring him? I guess that would be my job. It sucks. All right, then. I suppose, depending on how much time you need, maybe sooner would be better. It's a gamble, but one of the few things we got.
If you want this down to an injectable, I could have it done by actually tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. You don't have to rush. Maybe tomorrow evening or something. I'll be busy most of the day tomorrow. There have been some murders. So,
He chimes in, just make conversation. He says, "Oh, anything interesting?"
Yes, actually. Nothing that I'm very willing to share just yet, but
I understand. That's your professionalism.
there was something written on the ground by the Rodin Museum, Gates of Hell, though. That's what makes it a little more interesting. Perhaps something fanatical or religious. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. I've never been to the Rodin Museum.
Neither have I. I've walked past a lot.
All right. He says, well, if that's going to be all, Detective Thompson and Heather, I hope you feel better, but, I've got to do this Black Lotus stuff. I've got to still have papers to grade. I'm sorry to rush you out of here after such a traumatic event, but Heather, I think you're going to be okay. Just keep an eye on that stub that you have there. Make sure it doesn't start glowing.
Thank you.
Says you're welcome. Under terrible conditions. All right, so you guys leave there?
Yeah.
All right.
Something's bugging me, Heather.
What?
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either.
I know. That was our first instinct about the guy as well. He's up to no good. I bet he's killing girls. Which reminds me, that's what I forgot to do, so I gotta get back to work.
Also, what kind of
you
professor never has been to the Rodin Museum and you work in Philadelphia? I find that suspicious.
It's diabolical.
He's like a biologist, though, right? He probably doesn't even...
Yeah, he's a biologist.
Yeah,
don't
but
like art.
he's a smart nerd.
They don't appreciate,
Smart nerds like art.
No,
They
they
freaking
don't.
love museums.
Nobody does. That's not true. I'm messing around. Yeah, I forgot that was in Philly for the longest time. When you mentioned it, I was like, wait, what? That one? Oh.
Yeah.
There's another art museum?
All right, guys. So we're gonna say your meeting with Willis Freeman didn't take too long. About 6:30 now. Where you guys head from here?
Well, I was just asking her where you need to be dropped off.
You said it's 6:30?
6:30.
Is there like a gardening store or like I don't know, is it like Home Depot then or whatever? Heckinger's?
There might have been
probably
like
more
a-
like neighborhood.
Like a Frank's Nursery and Crafts?
Yeah, like more like a Frank's Nursery, like anything.
That's it. Yeah. There is there's a flower shop there that sells like small trees and stuff too.
Okay. Can you just drop me off there and I'll just like walk home to Walter's? Unless you want to come in with me.
Sure.
I don't know if you have stuff to do.
I do, actually.
Okay.
Like I mentioned.
All right, so you guys go your separate ways.
However, if you've been by Walter's a few days in a row or so now, have you noticed anything around Lenny's house? I mean, he's sorry to bring him up or be insensitive, but I don't think they'd be watching his house anymore. If you still have access, it could be somewhere we could bring a kidnapped Ophidian if we need to. So, if you haven't noticed, just keep an eye out.
I looked the first night and I didn't see anything, and I only know the one car, but I'll keep my eye out.
They would never suspect it.
Suspect.
All right. So Heather, what are you doing at this flower shop?
I've remembered that Millie used to use like different stuff in her yard to keep away like garter snakes.
Okay.
So I want to see if the garden center knows like anything, scents or whatever that would repel snakes.
I see. Okay. All right.
Sounds like another raise in the making right there.
I do.
Guys, you know how I thought of this? When I got really scared of the snake that crawled out of my steps like last year.
Oh, man.
I was sitting there having a cigarette and this little fucking snake. It was actually real cute, but it wasn't at the time. And I immediately was like Googling smells that snakes don't like.
It's not bad.
What kind of smells what don't they like?
They don't like cinnamon. They don't like peppermint oil. They hate ammonia. Ammonia's like the biggest one I found.
There.
No.
Mothballs.
Okay. So clove, cinnamon, citrus fruits.
Citrus. It's too acidic.
They let you know that kind of stuff. They have the lemongrass.
Okay. Maybe they have some sprays or whatever that you would put in your yard that have those things. I don't know.
There are a couple of them. Natural snake repellent.
I'll just buy some of that stuff that it lists and maybe like some mothballs.
Okay. All right, so you get some things that repel snakes, at least normal snakes that have been tried and tested. They even have a natural spray there.
Okay.
Kind of a combination of some of those things like clove and lemongrass.
Perfect.
And yeah.
I am going
Genius.
to buy it and I'm going to walk back to Walter's house and I'm going to spray my jeans and shoes with it just because I want to make sure it doesn't burn my body.
Okay. I see. So you spray your jeans and shoes with it. It has a horrific smell to it.
Just wandering down the street with half a finger. I'm like a skunk.
All right. You got your clothes covered in this horrible smelling stuff. It smells like someone combined yard work and garlic.
Beyond earthy.
It was just more of a test, like a make sure I don't
I see.
break out in hives or something or whatever.
Okay.
Then I go to Walter's and I take all that stuff off and wash it and take a shower.
Okay. All right. But you noticed that it didn't burn or cause any rash or anything on you. The snake repellent stuff.
Cool.
Seems to be safe to use on your body. All right. Do you just kind of hang out for the rest of the night there, Heather, or anything else you do?
What time is it?
It's still kind of early. For you, it's going to be 7.
Yeah, that's early. If I know any customers from the fireside...
Actually, no, because you were at that place for a while. Let's say it's 7:30.
Okay. If I know any customers from the fireside who are like real shady that I know might have acid, I'm going to call them. But I don't know if that was more like an old man bar where it was just like...
It is more of an old man bar, but let's see.
It's usually one guy like that in all your regular crowd.
There is one dude there. He's an older hippie type.
Perfect.
You don't know if he sells, but you do know that he talks about doing acid sometimes.
Right.
And shrooms and stuff.
I'm going to give him a call.
Do you have his number, though?
I don't know. That's what I was just going to ask you.
You don't have his number.
Okay.
though.
Then forget it. It was just a shot in the dark. Just trying to think of... Can I say before I showered, even though I showered? Can I go back like a second?
Sure.
Okay. Can I,
Sure.
while I have all the stink on me, can I go look in Lenny's window?
Yes, you can. Lenny's house looks undisturbed. You don't see anyone kind of like... It doesn't look like anyone's staking it out. Give me a spot hidden roll, though.
I'm just looking for spot hidden. 45.
And your spot hidden is...
58.
Ooh, nice. All right. So after looking around, you know, you're checking out the cars on the street. There's no one in them. Every person that you see looks like they're moving in directions that they should be. No one looks like they're circling the block or anything. It looks like no one's keeping an eye on Lenny's house right now.
Okay. I'm gonna try the door. Just to see if it's unlocked.
The front door is not unlocked. What else do you do from there, Heather? Do you want to...
I'm just gonna go back to Walter's and read through Ginger's play since I found the other script in our house that was like more detailed, and just see if I can find anything more about the candle ceremony or...
All right. So you're reading through her play.
Just a side thought real quick. I don't know if Heather would know, but I'm pretty sure Walter has Lenny's key.
I was wondering if I would...
But it was a more recent addition. It wasn't something he's always had because they didn't get along. He gave it to him somewhat more recently.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I would know that.
It has something to do with his guns, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I gave you an extra one in case something happened.
Yeah, right.
But just as a side note, my bad.
It's coming back to me now.
All right. What were we doing?
I was looking through the script.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Heather, you're at home. You're reading through the script, and it's very poetic, the wording in here, and you're not quite understanding it, but it's kind of like almost sucking you in. Like you can't stop reading it. Give me a power roll.
It's not that good. 50. I have 41. Should I use luck? Is that too much luck?
It's a good chunk of luck, but that's up to you.
9?
That's
Think about your situation.
Yeah.
And then decide.
Yeah. I'm getting
If you're
sucked
getting
in.
low, save it for life and death. If it's getting low.
It's very low. It's very low. It would almost be all of it.
Uh-oh. I mean, it's your luck.
No, I'll save it. Just get sucked into this.
Okay, Heather, as you're reading through this play, you start to feel kind of lightheaded, dizzy almost. Do you want to push that power roll?
Kind of.
Educate ball.
Yeah. I'm so nervous, but it says looks like yes.
What's your percent? What's your chances of getting this?
I have 41.
Well, that's better than 31.
All right.
I mean, the odds are
I'm gonna do it.
decent.
Oh, please don't kill me. 33.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
the gamble pays off.
Oh, look how red my face is.
Yeah. You're stressing.
Relax. Breathe.
Oh.
Pissed.
All right, so Heather, you start to feel kind of dizzy, a little lightheaded, a little nauseous even. You actually put the play down. You run to the bathroom and throw up in the toilet. Not feeling so good, but you're able to kind of pull yourself out of it. Still a little dizzy, but you feel like reading that play is not a good thing.
Okay. I put it away.
Plus, it was nothing but coffee and stomach lining.
Sounds right. I put it away.
Uh-huh.
Walter hasn't cooked in a long time either. There's like probably nothing but like basic dry
You
food
probably have
and, like, canned
saltines.
stuff.
You probably have
There's
saltines.
definitely that kind of
They're
stuff.
probably like unsalted though. I bet you're like watching your sodium intake.
No.
I just
Unsalted, salty.
I just eat some saltines and drink
It's got
whatever
cream of wheat.
liquor he has.
Yeah. I was going to say
Uh-huh.
that and condensed soups and stuff. Yeah.
Got some like cheaper whiskeys and vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just eat some dry foods that smell like cabinet.
All right, Heather, you eat some foods, and then you kind of get a little tired there. You've been through a lot. You got the tip of your finger chopped off. And after eating, get a little comfy and fall asleep.
Cool.
Heather, in your dream, as you're sleeping, you see Yuki aflame chasing you as you're running. You feel a searing pain when you're grabbed by Yuki from behind. Turn around and you see her on fire. You try to run away, but you feel the hard ground hit your knees when you buckle over. The momentum pulling you forward as you fall. You pull yourself up by bracing on a car's side window, and you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. In the mirror, you see a man, a ginger man, with bright copper hair and eyebrows so faint they're barely visible.
Oh, man.
Yourself, now a man apparently, turns around and you see Yuki coming closer to you with a large decorative-looking knife and stabs you right in the chest. Heather, you wake up. You feel like Yuki got to you again, somehow, through this vision. You don't know what you're seeing right now. It felt too real.
All right, I'm feeling my chest. I'm like looking.
No, you're fine.
What the fuck?
Makes sense.
I drink some more cheap liquor. I guess I take a swig.
Okay. All right, Heather, by the time you wake up, it's 10 o'clock at night. Let's see what... Walter, are you just going through books right now? Anything else you want to do?
I mean, I had basically thought to break it into 3 parts, but I was most interested in any kind of notes that might be like Raymond's random notes. The other possibility would be is if Silas ever got my message and called back, there could be something there. Just sitting by the phone.
Raymond's random writings has a better sound to it, just saying.
Raymond's random writings.
It was either that or look for hidden Latin business or plot lines. So I was like, I think the hidden notes would probably be the most exciting.
Oh, he's looking for excitement.
All right, so, Walter, a phone rings in your room come 9 o'clock at night. It's a little late for you. After everything you've been through, you've been getting real tired real early, not being able to stay awake for long periods of time. But you get a phone call at 9 o'clock.
Well, it's probably a welcome break from reading through these books. Clears the throat. Hello?
He goes, hi, is this Walter Pendergast?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Silas Tooley, the guy that sold you those books.
Yes, of course. Great to hear from you. How are you? How's the night treating you?
Doing well. What's your call regarding?
Well, it seems there's a missing book of the collection. And I guess not knowing the circumstances that led to you having them in your possession, I guess I wanted to check with you and see if there's any further thread to investigate there. Essentially, the 15th book might be very important to the whole collection here. Do you know there might be any other places where your brother could have kept the last book? Or might he have ever mentioned any dealings with anybody else regarding the books?
He says, well, I've never found a 15th book. I've only saw 14, but now that you mention it, there was a guy that came by, a real tall, slender fella, kind of a big nose, really snooty sounding. He was asking about the books. I told him that I already sold them to Joe Clock's bookshop. The man was very rude to me, and in his tirade that he was going on at me about, he mentioned 15 books, then corrected himself and said 14.
That's curious, to say the least. I wonder, did he sound something like this when he spoke to you? And he does his best impression there.
Give me an acting roll.
Is there acting?
There's like art craft acting. Yeah, it's going to be art craft, which you're going to have like a 5% in.
Come on, he nailed it. He
Yeah.
should get at least 50%.
Like advantage.
Ooh, an 11.
What is acting? Where does it start at 5?
Art craft, it'd be under
I
art
have a
craft.
31 in acting.
No shit.
Neat.
Nice.
I did some local theater.
As Detective Thompson?
Yeah.
No.
No, he's got to be able to act and lie and stuff.
Oh. Spend 6 points!
Yeah, I think in this case I'm going to have to spend the 6 points and try to get that check on that acting roll.
All right. So you do that impersonation of Professor Brightly, and he goes, yeah, he sounded just like that.
Well, I suppose that confirms some things. Gosh, I'm kind of laid up at the moment, but maybe, I could buy you a drink or, I don't know, take you out to dinner sometime. Nothing, romantic or anything, but, just to get out and have a good time.
Give me a persuade roll on that one.
The have a good time, I think, put it over the top. It made it seem like it was now, from a place of...
Yeah, it sounded definitely sexual.
When you said not romantic, it's like, just as a thank you, that's how it felt, but the good time thing. Yeah, it got weird.
Definitely not a date.
I mean, it might get romantic. I don't know. Like, that's on you.
We're just going to see where the night goes. But,
I'm not planning on romance.
Saying, we could go
but
out.
It's going to be around sunset, and, I got really nice table by the window.
I know this fancy French place.
Chez Bouvez.
Oh, that's great. No, 81's pretty high up there.
Sounds pretty romantic.
He's like, I don't think that's how you say that, you trash. No thanks.
All right. Well, yeah, I've been laid up in the hospital a bit, but...
He says to you, well, I appreciate the gesture, but no, I think I'll be okay. No offense, I just don't know you that well.
Of course. Well, if I can never repay the favor, then just let me know. Thanks again for getting back to me so soon.
So, sure. Talk to you some other time, Walter.
The flattery's nice, I'm sure. Now it's going to be dinner for one at Chez Bouvez again.
I was thinking more like the Gold Club, but hey.
I got some Russian buddies. We're meeting down at the Gold Club.
I know I only met you that one time when you were selling me books. But do you want to go to a strip club with me?
A strip club in an alleyway?
Oh my gosh. I just keep digging myself deeper and deeper.
They have really good sandwiches.
All right, so Detective Thompson, we left you off closer to 8 o'clock or something like that. I'm sorry, no. You're closer to 7 o'clock. Your day's kind of wrapping up, honestly, at work. I mean, you're always on the case.
Detective Thompson never sleep. No, he has to sometimes. It's the drugs. More importantly, I have to call a judge for an emergency warrant, a search warrant, or a release of information for the students' records and stuff from U of Penn. And if I can get that done quickly, I'm gonna go and get more. He was a little too interested in what. Some murder, huh? What happened? And they got needle holes in them. This guy knows a lot about making LSD, shooters.
You're being pretty presumptuous.
No, I know, but these girls need closure and so do their families.
But who goes murders? Tell me more.
Every single girl watches forensic files on that shit.
Okay, so I don't not.
Oh, murder.
Okay,
intriguing.
So, Detective, they're not able to get that to you right now. It's going to take a couple hours to get it. And Detective Thompson, you haven't been sleeping so good. You're
I haven't been getting the old
kind of
Thompson favors I used to either. I feel like I need to buy more coffees or something.
You've been kind of keeping yourself awake with cocaine. Not really sleeping good. Can you give me a Constitution roll?
All right.
Going to need to be a hard pass.
I think I got rest yesterday.
Not a lot.
It's a stressful day.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
I think that's a hard pass, right?
Oof, it's 2 away from a hard. He only has a Constitution of 40.
All right, well, Detective, you're just starting to feel tired.
Yeah. I haven't actually done any since earlier, even though I did scoop some up, and I probably took a little sniffer when I was in the evidence locker, but that was hours ago. And I think I'm gonna cool it tonight and stop drinking coffee because I'd imagine I will be quite busy. So then, since I'm still waiting on a lot of other stuff, that's all I wanted to remember to do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go get some rest, I guess.
Okay.
Is there a couch or a cot in my office? Maybe I should just go home. I'll get changed and shit.
Nah, not like a cat. You're not like Walter who has a cot in his back.
I don't have a secret bed under my desk, like Costanzo. All right, I head home then.
All right. So Detective Thompson, you head home. get into the parking lot of your apartment. Close the door of your car.
I look around before I get out of the car. I'm being watched by some powerful serpentine folk. So,
Okay, you look around before you get out of the
trying
car.
to be careful.
You don't see anything. It's pretty dark right now, though.
All right. Get out of the car. Go up to the door.
Okay. And you walk over there. Give me a listen roll. It's going to have to be a hard pass.
All right. Has to be a 1 through 27. No shit, it's 28. I'm gonna spend 1 luck, I swear.
Okay.
These dice are too good, and I miss my old ones, but man, I feel like Ypsil's helping me out.
So, Thompson, as you're heading up, you start to hear some footsteps from behind you.
Train. Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, you hear some footsteps running up quick behind you there, Thompson. And we're going to end the episode there.
Oh, mother.
Every time.
Damn you! I was waiting for it too. I thought it was gonna be after the dream, and I'm like, oh, here it comes because you know, it's like crazy dream. This is the end, but no, you waited
There was
till
a couple times that I thought
who?
this is gonna be it.
Is it Lenny? Is it Ginger?
Is it Lenny?
Is it Lenny?
Is it Karate Man?
Does he have red hair and clear eyebrows?
I hope it's Lenny, and it's new Lenny.
I guess we're going to go now then. Thanks to everyone for listening.
Danke.
Thanks especially to the real life Tom Winkelspect, Regis Philbin, Sarah Wiley, Anthony Stanley, Anne Marie Callahan, and Mike Earl. You guys are help keeping this show running. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I like that you clarified real lifetime Michael Specs.
I know. It's like
Not
the real
the-
Slim Shady. That's what I think every time you say it.
How old is that guy? Is he still a professor? Teaching
Professor,
for
yeah,
decades.
he's 70 years
He's the
old.
only one I trust in this goddamn game.
I'm gonna call him up tomorrow and see if I can get some info.
All right, guys, let's roll up luck. Remember, you got to roll over your luck score first before you can add anything.
$99.
Ooh, there you go.
85. That would have been a crit fail. I'm glad you rolled that for the luck roll. That's awesome.
I know. I still felt uncomfortable looking at it, even though it was good right now. I was like, I don't like the way that looks.
I'm not good 99.
Take 8 back, looking good. Roll a 60.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll the second
Fucking
part.
one.
No.
One. One.
6.
One. Oh, just bring that up to
Nice.
lucky number 13.
Yes, that is a great number.
I know, I do like that number.
I got a 6 on an 85 roll.
Somehow, Walter kind of holding strong
16.
with 45.
All right.
That's good. You're like flush with luck.
All right, well, let's see what you do at the next session here. Until then, remember, sanity is overrated.
Good night. It's okay. I had the Jagged Little Pill cassette.
So did I.
I had it on tape.
Me too. I think I got it like with my confirmation money or something.
Nice. She's great. I love how that one song is about Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Cut it
He's
out.
probably the funniest guy in Canada at the time. Oh wait, except for all the other funny guys in Canada.
Oh, so disappointed when I found out it was about him. I was like, it can't be.
Yeah, the Moose dude.
Yeah.
Cut it out,
That's
that
I love
dude.
that. That's still gold though.
Oh, I still did, yeah.
And saying how rude that every once in a while. That's good too.
You don't say have mercy like Uncle Jesse though. Uncle Jesse
Lord of
creeps
mercy.
me
Uncle
out.
Jesse's lame. Yeah, that guy
He's
sucks.
so creepy. I hated him even in that show.
All of the adults in that show were terrible. That show was terrible.
They really were. They gave me they gave me uneasy vibes.
Hey, this is George. Just a quick reminder to like, follow, and review us if you like what you're hearing. And if you want to support us and make our show better, head on over to our Patreon. You can always email us at contact@thatcthulhujohn.com with any comments, and you can follow us on Instagram at thatcthulhujohn.